Shit, hopefully game weight ain't still short. Hopefully. Yeah, why not? Just randomly start making noise. All right. All right. Hmm. Hold on, guys. Give me a second. So good thing both of these sessions are linked together. Hmm. 218. Yeah, this one. I mean, it really depends, honestly. Yeah. Yeah. You need to be off a little bit. Yeah, I think that's good. It ain't gonna be that. Mm, 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 mm. Mm. All right. Yeah, I still think we're gonna probably see some more upside. One thing that I've noticed actually coming into this session right here is that we got another two-legged pullback into a previous area of support, and we got this run higher. I think for right now, the bulls are going to hold this area. They've already held it. So the only place for the market to go is up. You can probably get a retest of that swing, a retest of this high. I do think that the market will probably come up here to at least 320 eventually. Don't know if we see that overnight or if we see that tomorrow morning. I do think that this could potentially be a high though, potentially. So they may be saving that one. We'll probably see it tomorrow. We'll see. We'll see what happens. I mean, we really don't have any news that will propel the market in any direction other than FOMC minutes, but I'm pretty sure the Fed has made it very clear that they have no interest in cutting rates at all, regardless of what the data shows. So, and we'll see. We'll see what happens. I mean, but you can't tell the market nothing. It's going to believe what it wants to believe. It's going to do what it wants to do. Shit. And the mindset of the market is, well, shit. We'll get there now, and we'll sell later. That's basically the mindset. We'll get there now. We'll sell later. Not a big deal. The market is definitely not the market of old anymore. The market doesn't need a reason to buy. It'll just buy and just sell out of the position if they don't hear what they like. But then those are opportunities to buy the dip. Yeah, I think that's probably what we see tonight. I think that's what we see. So I'm going to stay in this long. Like I said, hopefully game weight you close your short unless you took profits down here. I mean, once they fail to hold this area right here, I mean, once the bears fail to short and hold it, I mean, honestly, uh, until we trade back up into some higher structure, it's really not. It wouldn't be wise to short this market, honestly. I mean, it's really not wise. They didn't hold this trend line at all. They didn't hold it. I mean, the bears. I mean, they could try to hold it again right here, but I mean, you can already see it now that those stops are already getting ran. It's I wouldn't short this market. I really wouldn't. I mean, you got a double bottom right here. I mean, that's your first clue right here. You got this double bottom. You got a two-legged pullback into a previous area of support. That's your second clue right there. You got the bears failing to hold this area of resistance once it retested after they broke it. That's your third clue. And now you're getting a stop run right here. I mean, this is bullish. Actually, very interesting. I wonder if it's like spam or something. Hmm. Hmm. Mm. All right, so we're coming up to that first target. Mm, I'm pretty sure I'm good on it though. Yeah, I'm looking at the thing with Bookmap channel right now. I mean, it looks like there's going to be a lot of liquidity at 70, which I mean, it's not a surprise. It's not a surprise, but I think we at least retest that high. I think we at least retest. Shit, you already know it, man. I don't take profits outside of supply and demand. I just don't. The reason why is, yeah, I mean, I could make more money scalping, yeah, but first off, the commissions are hella expensive, man. Second of all, I'm not one to jump in and out of trades. So I'll just hold. I'm gonna hold it, and they're gonna hit them targets. Yep. Yep. I do take them personally too. Yep. Hit them damn targets. It's interesting. Well, okay. I mean, I'm sitting here talking as if I should be surprised by that, but huh. So we talked about this on gold yesterday. I wish I was able to catch this pullback. Or no, actually, no, let me take that back. That's not what I wished for. So we talked about this yesterday. So you see a bullish move into a range. When you see a bullish move into a range, we expect another move going higher. Rally, base, rally. That's what we should expect. That's what we should expect. You'll probably see a move all the way up to 29.30. Because this, I mean, we could see some sort of resistance at not 29.21, but I don't think so. 29.31, this probably little area right here. That's probably what we'll see. Like people take profits, potentially. $29.32. Yeah, it's like a small pool. Like it really is. It's interesting. I would never recommend buying the top of gold, but this is a sim account, so I'm gonna buy it. But I would never, ever, ever recommend buying the top of a move in gold. Ever. Ever. All right. So I mean, we're coming up to that first target. Honestly, I still have to watch my P&L on this account. I can't make more than 1,500, I think. Yeah, I can't make more than 1,500 on this account. I'm not surprised by that. I'm not surprised by your antics anymore. I'm not emotionally moved by your antics anymore, Nasdaq. I'm not emotionally moved at all. I just expect this crap from you. 59.75. I'm no longer emotionally moved by you. But I will say this. Uh, I kind of mean not being emotionally moved by the Nasdaq anymore. I did a couple of changes in my diet, and I'm noticing that I am becoming more. The word I want to use is calm, but that's not. I don't think that's the right word. Chill. I've been trying. So I've changed my diet to where it's very balanced. It's a beef stew. So it's basically beef stew is the base, but that's like the protein, but everything else is like kale, spinach, Brussels sprouts, almonds, rice, black beans. And I just been eating that every day. Oatmeal twice a day, a boiled egg twice a day. And I feel like, and then going to the gym. Because I mean, I eat that meal for my gym workout. But I've been noticing that I'm becoming more, or I'm becoming less emotionally moved by the Nasdaq lately. It might be just more production in testosterone because of the beef. But yeah, I'm just not emotionally moved by her anymore. Or at least for right now, I'm not. And it got me thinking about I forgot what's his name? Peterson? The guy that wrote the book about anyway, I think his name is Peterson. He was like he talks about psychology a lot. I forgot his name. But it makes me think about him and when he said that he went to an all beef diet and that's all him and his daughter eats and apparently this uh, all meat diet saved his daughter's life when everyone else was saying that she was going to have this disease forever. Let me see, what's his name? Peterson or something like that. Jordan Peterson, that's his name. Yeah, that's exactly what I'm talking about. Yep, Jordan Peterson. Yeah, she's gonna probably play with him. But yeah, I mean, like I said, I get my daughter's mom to make beef stew. I have that for it lasts like 2 weeks. Yeah, that's the base of my meals, and everything else is greens. Oh shit, I forgot. Is that the sweet potatoes and sweet potatoes as well. And I've become a lot calmer. Like I'm like super calm. It's almost scary. It's like nothing really bothers me. So like I said, it must be just extra testosterone production, but just it doesn't bother me no more. I just go in the gym. I really see myself just becoming more focused. Like I'm not entertained by scrolling on YouTube anymore. And I just kind of do that to pass the time in my downtime when I'm not doing anything, just to scroll, pass time. And that is not even interesting to me anymore. It's to the point where it's like, why am I doing this? And then I'll stop and find something productive to do. Yeah, so yeah, he said what he's learned from eating only beef. If I see something that he says he only eats beef and salt and water. I mean, I wouldn't necessarily suggest just eating meat. There has to be a balance of greens and stuff, obviously. He says that he had digestive problems, or the daughter. Mhm. Mm. Anyway. Mm. So I'm reading some of the comments, and a lot of people were saying, this is probably the reason why you would go vegan. And I tried that diet for at least a year because people were saying that blah 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 is good for your health, blah blah blah. What I will say is this: I tried it out for a year because I made a commitment to do it because I don't like to take nobody else's opinions but my own when it comes to health and stuff like that. And I would say that was probably like the hardest thing in the world at first, but then over time it got easier. What I will say is that I probably I usually stay within like 200, 210 probably the most. But when I did that, I would fluctuate between like 180, 190. And so obviously I lost a lot of weight. My little brother was bigger than me. My little brother was bigger than me. I didn't like that at all. But when I make commitments, I'm keeping it. And I would say that, yeah, I had a lot of energy, but I think, and this is just my opinion always, but I think the reason why I had so much energy is because my body wasn't using resources to break down like foods and stuff. And something else that I did a lot did away with is I no longer eat junk food. Like I don't eat junk food at all. I used to love just eating cakes and stuff. Going to McDonald's like everybody else. Stuff after like going to the gym has always been a part of my life. So that's always stayed the same. And after the gym, eat some Oreos, cakes, chips, all that stuff, make you feel good, right? And when I tried the whole vegan thing for like a year, I've realized that I became more in tune with myself. So I can really say that, I mean, out of that whole experience, that's probably one of the biggest things that I've taken from it was that I became more in tune with the functions that my body does that I've never noticed before. I'll just say it like that. And once I cut out all the meat and I cut out all the junk, the foods that don't really give your body no nutrition. And that's why I call it junk, because I mean, the body doesn't really know what to do with these foods, these processed foods, especially the processed foods nowadays. Uh, I watched this documentary on how they process food nowadays, especially chips. It's like, so instead of you digesting your food, they put it through a process to where first it's digested, then it's reheartened, then it's reformed. And so when you eat it, your brain is like, oh, this food is already digested. So it doesn't send those signals to say that you're full to keep you eating the food. And if the claims of this documentary is true, it would make sense why people just eat and never feel full. Once I did like a whole detox of flour, chips, cookies, all that other stuff, when I tried to come back to it after my year was up, I just couldn't eat those food anymore. It doesn't even taste like food to me. It just doesn't. It just tastes like Yeah, I don't even know how to explain it. It just doesn't taste like food, so I can't eat it no more. I don't miss it or anything. It's just that I just know I can't eat it. And so now I'm trying this like I said, just oatmeal, a balanced meal, and it's the same thing every day for like a year. And like I said, I just don't feel emotionally tied to anything anymore. I feel like I think more clearly and logically. Not saying that I haven't done that before, but yeah, I just don't have any emotions for stuff that I can't control. Like it's like now it's like, okay, yeah, I can't control that, so I can only control myself and my emotions are no longer they're only a servant to me. They're no longer a master. And what I mean by that is I no longer allow my emotions to dictate anything. Emotions are good servants. They're bad masters. And now I'm starting to understand or like it's one of those things where it's like, huh, like I always knew that, but why am I like why do I feel like I'm just now getting it? But it just seems so clear now. Emotions are good servants. I mean, emotions drive you. Regardless of what emotion you use to move forward, they're very good servants, but they're horrible masters. Greed, fear, anger, happiness. You make bad decisions while under those emotions. Every single one of them, you just make a bad decision. So I mean, stuff a lot of stuff is just becoming clear now. So and it feels like obviously in the gym, I'm seeing the obviously the benefits. I feel like I'm moving up faster than I would used to. I have more energy afterwards. Obviously, I should. Yeah, all this sinuses. I hate when especially here in Texas, man. Every time when spring comes, my sinuses just flare up, and it feels like, this is horrible. But um, yeah. The one thing that I do enjoy is that, like I said, I feel more focused. Like I feel like I don't like all the bullshit. I mean, nothing used to really bother me before, but it feels like, man, if it's bullshit, I really don't even care anymore. Like it's don't even come to me with the bullshit at all because I don't care for it right now. Mm. All right, so we're coming up to that first target. I mean, like I said, I ain't gonna move it or nothing. You know how that shit go. I mean, we could. I mean that little swing right there. I mean, it could act. I mean, I don't think we see a reversal from here or nothing. I don't think that's what's going to happen here. But I mean, we could. I do think that the market could potentially stall here. But we'll see. We'll see if we'll get a push. It looks like it's going to stop run and at least hit that first target. And then if we can get a breakout above that range and find support, then that second target should be a sure thing. It's going to be that third target. That third target is going to probably be, it could potentially be an all nighter, honestly. Depending on what they do in London, we could see a move up. We could get that thing hit. But then, like I said, I also got to make sure that I'm not making $1,500 in this account or more than $1,500. to stay consistent. Um, so once I get to $1,500, I'm gonna have to cut this trade. Honestly, maybe I should just do that. Honestly, I mean, I'm gonna let that first target get hit, and then I think like the remainder, I'll probably just have both the targets somewhere. Hmm. Yeah, Nate. Well, what are you trying to do? Like, what are you trying to change about your diet? And yeah, I mean, ever since I changed my diet, it feels like I see the market more clearly. I mean, if that's incentive, in any incentive, I feel like I see it more clearly. Or I'm no longer looking at it from an emotional lens of, oh man, the market should do that because this happened. It's not. It's now I look at the market now. It's like, I mean, that's kind of obvious. I mean, if the market is not going up, then it's going down and vice versa. If the bears fail to hold a level, then I mean it's going up and vice versa. It's I find myself no longer second guessing what I'm seeing on this chart. Kind of like early in the stream today, I noticed that the market was being held up right here. So instead of having all my gains be gone, I just took the profits and said I'm going to come back tomorrow, or which is today. So I'm liking the results of this diet so far. I want it to stay that way. I don't want like anything to randomly pop up because now. But then at the same time, I'm thinking to myself, yeah, I don't think that should happen. It's a balanced diet. It's not like I'm just eating one thing. It's a balanced diet. Yeah, I'm looking at YouTube. I mean, everything is junk on this damn thing, man. It's a bunch of junk. It's a bunch of junk. I feel like it's like no real information. I mean, obviously everybody's telling a story on YouTube. I mean, that's what it's for. I'm no longer interested in stories anymore. I'm no longer interested in drama. I don't care for it. Hmm. All right, there goes that first target. I mean, what usually happens at 6 or 7? Why do you usually cave? I mean, what's changing? Oh shit. Looks like my gold play is up. Looks like my gold play is up. Hmm. Like I said, I would never, ever recommend ever doing this with gold. Ever. Just like the ES, you buy the top, 9 times out of 10, it's gonna come back. Right now, obviously, this is a small little stop run on gold. I mean, we could see it continue to push up higher though. But like I said, I definitely would have liked. I mean, I got this rule, and it seems like every time when I follow the damn rule, the market likes to be clean. And when I don't follow the rule, I'm sitting here stuck in a position where I wish I followed my rule. But I mean, that was a clean pullback into support. And from this area, we're seeing, the market run. retesting prior areas of resistance, and that's the same thing that happened on the Nasdaq as well. Mm, all right. And okay, so I just need to make. I have to make $400 more, so I'm gonna have to probably reduce this like right here. Mm, okay, that's actually perfect. All right, so if this is my target, then I'll be done for the night. It's gonna hit my consistency rule. And I should get this hit. I mean, I should get this one hit. I don't see why I wouldn't. 2269. I'm pretty sure the market's definitely gonna love that number. I should get that one hit. Yeah, you find yourself over trading a lot, Nate. And I do the same thing. I make it a purpose not to get in front of the charts at open. The first time I'm stepping in front of the chart is when I get on stream with you guys, and that's at nighttime and also in the morning as well. I make it a point to not get in front of the charts. I actively avoid it because once I sit down in this chair, I mean, shit, I'm in this chair. I'm in this chair. There's no going back after that. And if I have to do something else, well, it's gonna have to wait. Yeah, hopefully the yeah, try to stay committed to yourself. One of the biggest things that at least we talk about on this channel is the power of your subconscious mind is very powerful. It's going to test you, like, honestly, as I learn more about the power of your subconscious mind, it makes me it makes me think of the stuff that we were told as kids about, God and the devil, because the subconscious mind acts exactly like that. It has no bias, it has no perception of good or it has no perception of good or evil. It just is. It's supposed to automate tasks that you do on a daily basis. It automates the habits that you do. So you perform something regularly, it's always watching you. It's always watching. Oh, so you like to pick up the phone with your right hand and throw it into your left. It will automate that process. You like to go on tilt when you lose a position. Oh, it's going to automate that. It's that's what it's called, an impulse. You really got to watch what you do, and you got to be very mindful about how you react. And that whole cognitive dissonance thing, where you try to behave outside of your automation, you'll literally find yourself trying to self sabotage your way back into those behaviors. That whole, I mean, a lot of people will disguise that with trying to operate outside your comfort zone. That's what that is, because you're doing something that your subconscious mind is like, hold up. I mean, he usually does this, or she usually does that. And now you're trying to change it up. It's going to force you. It's going to feel like an invisible hand is pushing you right back into those behaviors that you're trying to change. You have to be very stern with yourself. You have to break it, and for it to create those new habits. That's why it says that like it was hard to stop certain things. There's things that I do sometimes, and I've changed the behaviors, and there be instances where I'm trying to, hey, let's go back to what we used to do, like as a reward, and it's like, god damn, it's like your mind will try to trick you into going back to your old habits as a reward. It's like, man, you've been doing so good. Let's let's go to the cheesecake factory and get that cheesecake that you like. I mean, as a reward. Or, man, you did such a good job. Let's go to McDonald's and get that Big Mac that you like. And if you really pay attention, you'll see that you'll start getting cravings for stuff that, for habits that you've previously broken. It'll try to tempt you like the devil. And if you fall for it, then you're going to get right back into that cycle, because it's like, oh, okay, so he wasn't serious, or she wasn't serious. All it took was for me to quote unquote manipulate them, and there they go, right back doing what they always wanted to do. So you got to tell yourself no, just like Diddy. You got to tell yourself no. And you got to tell yourself why. No, I'm not doing that anymore, because it's bad for my health, because I don't like the results that I receive once I behave in this manner. I don't like it, and I'm gonna stop doing it. And you got to continuously tell yourself that. And then it's going to get to the point to where it's like, well, I guess he was serious. So let's automate this new process and go to the new thing. Like, your subconscious mind is very powerful, very powerful. Being addicted to losing and being addicted to winning, it's very serious. That's your subconscious mind. You will find a way to lose if you're addicted to it. If it's a habit, you will find a way. You keep saying, oh, I'm a loser. Every time I get into a trade, I lose, blah, 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 blah. You're just reinforcing that behavior. You really are. And it's just that simple. That's why when poor people get rich, they've been poor for so long, they don't know what to do with the money. So what do? They go out and they make themselves broke again, because that's where they're comfortable. That's where their reality is just being broke. I had that problem too when I first came into money. I found myself spending money on stuff that I've never needed before. And when I bought the thing, I would use it for 2 seconds like a child and put it down and never pick it back up again. I mean, I got a box full of shoes that shit, I'm not going to ever wear. Thousands of dollars of shoes. Never wore, I only wore them once and they just sit there because obviously my initial programming was, oh, you need to have quote unquote the newest shoes, the cleanest clothes. There was one point in time in my life where I would foolishly say that I would only wear an outfit once. The whole outfit would cost $500, and I would never wear it again. Trying to be cute, trying to be a bad little bitch. Oh, I ain't gonna wear this shit again. I only wear my outfits once, and they all cost racks. Blah blah blah. But that was just my programming of being poor. I didn't know how to be rich. I knew how to be poor though. It really took divine intervention. Really, if I'm going to be completely honest, it took divine intervention. I think it was, I forgot which book. Honestly, when I first started reading books really changed my life. It really changed my way of thinking. I never read a book, listened to a book, any of that until I understood the power of books. And I don't know if it was Rich Dad Poor Dad. It was one of those financial books, and it just really shed a light that, dude, you're a consumer. You're an eater. You don't produce nothing. You just spin, 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 spin. You're not building nothing. You're not building a legacy. You're not building nothing to pass down to your kids. If uh, these divine interventions hasn't showed themselves in my reality, or let me rephrase that, because I think we all have an opportunity. I think these things show up in all of our realities. A more accurate thing, or an accurate way to say that, is accepting it. If I didn't accept this information, the only thing I would have passed down to my kids is just that toxic, yeah, you need the new shoes, or you're not the cool guy, or you need to wear your money, or you're a nobody, which is obviously not true. Obviously. When you got Bill Gates, like the most richest people in the world, wearing like basic stuff like jeans and t-shirts and shoes that they've had for 20 years. And it's not that they're doing this because of that. I mean, I've come to learn that uh, those people do that so they don't have to think about what they're wearing. I mean, they understand that their time is money. Money is not money. Money is for poor people. Their time is their money. And them spending their time on useless things like, oh, when's the next iPhone coming out? I'm pretty sure Tim Cook probably still has one like an old iPhone. I mean, he knows that they're all the same. He knows that getting a new iPhone means nothing, but he also knows, and it's obviously an assumption, that the average person is like, oh, I got an iPhone 13. I'm better than you because you got an iPhone 10. I mean, and once I began to understand that my time is my money and not my money is my money, I began building ways on how I should spend my time. And I spend most of my time learning, becoming a better person. My only wish is that I can transfer this wealth to my children. But unfortunately, I've also come to learn that parents play the smallest amount of influence on their kids. Unfortunately, we can only raise them. We can only bring them into adulthood, but the world shapes them. The people that they choose to hang around shapes them. So you can only hope that they'll follow your lead and your influence, but you can only hope. And with how soft kids are nowadays, I mean, you see it play out all the time. They're not willing to work hard anymore. They're not willing to build themselves into the best version of themselves nowadays. They're just not. Mm, yeah, that's definitely true. Habit building is definitely one step at a time because you're breaking. I mean, it's hard to break a habit because, like I said, it's automated. The subconscious mind automates everything you do for the most part. It looks like it's time to dump. This market is not set up to dump yet, not just yet. I mean, we might get a pullback. We might get a pullback, probably at the bottom of this range, but this market is not set up to dump. If anything, we might get a pullback into support and then a move back up. If anything, I mean, at this point, I find it very interesting that anybody would have their faith in bears at all. I mean, if we look at the market overall, I mean, it's been trending. And the market's been trending. I mean, even today, that move down, it still made a higher low with that big move down that we saw earlier today. So I really, I really don't think that we're going to get any bearishness anytime soon. Not until we start trading up into these areas of previous resistance. And then we might see some profit taking. Then we might see a pullback. But a reversal, no, we're just going to have to see. Like I said, I'm very interested to see what happens at 220, 230 ish, or 320, 330. We may see a move down from there back to 22K. But if we do begin to stair step down, I think that would be the level right there. That's just my assumption. I don't know if the market is ready to take out all-time highs just yet. We haven't had any, I mean, we don't have any news this week that would take it out. Unless we're getting some really good news on FOMC minutes, which honestly I highly doubt. I highly doubt that the FOMC minutes will give us anything that would excite the market enough to shoot up if we're not already going up. If anything, we might actually get a drop on FOMC. Powell's been very clear. He's being very stern about not cutting rates. I honestly think that uh, Powell, out of anybody, was probably relieved when Trump became president. And here's why I say that. Because even though they say that the Fed doesn't have any political pressure from the current administration, he does. He does. If he wants to continue an indefinite term, because just like Congress, the Fed has, they can be reelected indefinitely, but they need the president's blessing. And during that time, he needed Biden's blessing to continue to be the Fed chair. Now, next year, around March, I believe, he needs Trump's blessing to remain the Fed chair. And I wouldn't be surprised to see Powell start to not necessarily try to get closer to Trump, but try to, try to talk to him. Because I mean, I think it was Trump that appointed Powell in the first place, if I'm not mistaken. If Powell can remind him why he was appointed and remain the Fed chair, I'm pretty sure if Powell were to ask Trump to, for a conversation, a meeting, I'm pretty sure he'll take it, because I'm pretty sure it'll be more of a negotiation. But that's my assumption always. But anyway, Powell is about to get replaced by a DEI Fed chair. But Biden made, I think that was probably the best decision that Biden made in his presidency, was keeping Powell as a Fed chair. And so we'll see what happens. But kind of going back to my point, uh, I made this argument in the thing with Bookmap chat previously, and I'll talk about it here. I mean, a lot of people are losing their minds with tariffs, losing their minds about how expensive things will be because of Trump's tariffs. But did we not forget that Powell was cutting rates in a high inflationary environment? He was cutting rates every meeting. And we all know that inflation is high as hell. And he was cutting. And y'all talking about tariffs. Shit, we was about to be in a recession. Y'all talking, I mean, shit, people complaining about tariffs. We about to be in a damn recession. And once Trump became president, he was like, yeah, I ain't cutting rates. And unfortunately, if we did have Harris as a president and he kept cutting rates, and eventually we found ourselves in a position where things are too high, and then we have to call it the R word, because they don't want to call it by its name like Voldemort. But it would have looked bad. He would have gone down in history as the Fed chair that caused the recession. And anybody in a position like that, obviously you don't want your name in the history book saying that you were the person, because no one's not going to care why you did it. It's people are going to care that it happened. So I'm pretty sure he's glad that he was like, fine, like, I'm so glad I don't have to keep cutting rates. Because remember, that's the reason why we got that big drop from the highs. That's the reason why we got this drop right here. Because he pivoted. He pivoted from his pivot. He pivoted from his pivot. That's why we got this big drop, because he said that he was not going to cut rates anymore. Out of nowhere, after promising the market that he would gradually cut rates over time. And then he said, no, actually, nah, I'm not doing that shit. And we got this drop right here. All right, so we're about to get this target hit. About to get this target hit. And I'm up like, yeah. I got to make $200 more, so unfortunately I'm gonna have to cut this position short. Uh like I said, I had to be consistent in this. The most I can make is 1500. The areas where I had my targets at previously, I still think that they'll hit, but I had to cut this position short, unfortunately. Mm. In that gold position, I mean, we was able to get two of our targets hit in this gold position. I have about $200 of unrealized gains. Mm. All right, let's hit this target. Mm. Mm. Yeah, Nate, it is. I mean, at this point, I'm just so used to this. I'm so numb to this with the Nasdaq. I mean, I don't understand why it just doesn't want to just shoot up. I mean, it's not like it's a high or nothing, but I mean, the Nasdaq just likes to be nasty like that. Hmm. Yeah, regret is the hardest. Yeah. Nope. I don't want to feel the pain of regret. The pain of regret hurts more than the pain of loss. Honestly, I thought about moving my target down to 67, but I figured that the market was going to go for 22269. I mean, why wouldn't it? It's like 420. I mean, it used to be to a point to where I wouldn't even go to sleep until my target is hit on the Nasdaq. Now it's like, yeah, whatever, dude. I got my stop in place. If it hits my stop, it just hits my stop. Because I'm going to sleep. And then it's highly likely that, I mean, if we do see a pullback, it's highly likely that this area now becomes support. We got a stop run right there. So it's highly likely that we're going to see buyers here, especially the bears that are still stubbornly in this. If we do see a breakout and them pulling back, we're going to probably see a lot of people try to not try, but get out of break even and buy themselves out of their position for a small loss, if not break even. Hmm. Looks like Pablo Picasso is up to his old antics. Hmm. Hmm. So you're saying that you're just trying to stick to two trades per New York session? So are you currently trading a personal account or are you trading a prop account? Oh, so you have two accounts? Okay, so you have a prop account. Okay. Who do you have them with? Top Step? I mean, I wouldn't be surprised, Nasdaq. I wouldn't be surprised. Yeah, I'm not surprised about that. Yeah, so if I can kind of take profit in Blue Knox. Okay. Yeah, so you're definitely going to want to so when it comes to take profit, I would trade it. I would not I would come up with a plan, and it looks like you do have one that you can transfer to the funded side, because we you know that they're going to have a trailing drawdown similar to Apex, exactly like Apex, once you become funded, which in itself would probably change the way that you would trade. And that's why I personally don't recommend a prop firm like that. But uh, being able to withdraw on the same day, I mean, I guess you can't. I mean, I guess that's the trade off. But Sticking to one trade a day, win or lose. Yeah, I think that's a good strategy. What is your A plus setup? What is the setup that you're going to be looking for? Because if you're going to only limit yourself to one trade a day, what setup are you looking for? So you bought 20 accounts, sweeps usually. Mm. And shit, how much points are you going for daily? So this guy is short at 60. I wouldn't be short at 60. Mm. Mm. Oh, 50 to 250. Mm. Well, you're on the right instrument. You're definitely on the right instrument if that's what you're looking for. The Nasdaq is a mover. That is for sure. But yeah, Nate, I'm pretty sure you got this, man. I think the one thing that a lot of traders fail to do every time they come into the market is have a plan. And we have to remind ourselves that if you're coming into the market without a plan, then you're the only person in the market that's doing that. The market always has an objective. It's always trying to get somewhere. The market has a goal. And if you align yourself with the goal of the market, you'll make a lot of money. If you don't even know what the market's goal is, then it's going to be hard to make money in this market because you'll go against it. Uh, Obviously, right now, the market is its goal is to go higher. Right now, its objective is to potentially take out those highs, of them all-time highs, because we're very close. There's going to be some bumps along the way, but that's what the market wants to do. When we touch those highs, we have to figure out what its new objective is. Does it plan on continuing to make new all-time highs every day like it did last year? Or will we see the sellers step back in and actually knock this market down this time? Is that what we see? So before you make your plan, make sure you understand what the market's plan is, what the market's goal, where it's trying to get to. You said the psych stuff. Mm, yep. I mean, that's a good way to look at it. I mean, you're not going to be able to move the market with your two micro contracts. So you might as well follow in the footsteps of the people that can. You gotta love being so close and yet so far away. Yeah, I mean, like I said, I'm not upset by this. I mean, something told me to put my target at this body, but I mean, I just like that 2269 number. I figured that it would touch it, but I mean, apparently I'm gonna have to wait on it. I'm gonna have to wait on it. I kind of figured that the market was gonna go for 270 initially and just take out that high right there, but I guess the market is like, nah, I guess I'll come back and do that later, apparently. Hmm. Hold on, guys, give me a second. Mm. Yeah, that sucks, dude. Yeah, it sucks. That's not a good way. It's So let's see how far the Nasdaq went before she figured that, hey, so the high of this candle right now is 67 and 3 ticks, 3/4. I'm pretty sure I get this target hit though. I'm not concerned. I mean, I'm pretty sure that obviously the market is going to go way further than this target. We're going to probably see a move probably to retest this high potentially, or retest the top of this trend channel potentially. I think I can probably get rid of this. I can potentially get rid of this, but I'm probably going to keep this just in case. 430. Yeah, because yeah, 430. I think this trend line is definitely going to be very important. Let me see. I might not be able to see that. Yeah, this trend line may be very important because what the current high right now is 450, and that's 450. Right now, got resistance at 418, 450. It had to be something like that. I'm just gonna keep this trend line on the chart, just in case. Just in case. Mm. Uh, I will sit here and say that there are some nights where I go to sleep and I'm not fully asleep because I didn't put on a position, uh, or I didn't take a position in an area where I. Oh, okay, let me try to phrase this correctly. Let's just say that we get a double top here, right? And under normal circumstances, we get a short, and I look at it. I look at it and say, hey, that's a short, and I don't take it. What I find myself doing is being up all night saying, damn, you should have took it. 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 And I torment myself like that. I'm not even in a trade and I'm having dreams about, man, this is what could have happened if you took the trade. So once I started having dreams like that, I was like, you know what? If I'm going to be damned if I do, damned if I don't, then I'm just going to if I take the trade, I'm just going to sleep and just try to be asleep. I've gotten better at it, but I think I had a dream last night. I mean, obviously, I didn't take it. I think I still would have. So I was thinking about going short last night at this range at 62. Remember, I put a limit here and I took it off because I didn't think. I was like, well, the way that this thing is looking, I guess it could just keep moving. I had a dream about that all night that I should have took this trade, and obviously when I woke up, I was like, damn, because I still would have been in it. 62, 27. Yeah, actually, yeah, my stop would have been all the way up here at 89. So I still would have been in this trade and I would have got my target hit. And so all night I was being tormented by that. Like I was literally having dreams of the market like tanking, shooting down, and that's exactly what it did. All right. So like I said, I think I should get this target hit. I should get a hit. I'll give it 15 more minutes. Yeah, doesn't that yeah, I mean, yeah, doesn't that just suck? Like when you don't take the trade and it's a like a super winner, like it's no drawdown, it's a super winner. And then the trades you take, that's the ones that are slow. They're slow to move. It feels like you're fighting against the current trend, the momentum, and it just feels very painful. The ones you take, the ones you don't take, those are the ones that just run to your target. If you were to take it, if you've taken it, taken it. Oh, I just realized that he did that. Yep. Yep. Well, I guess the real question is why didn't you take it? Why didn't you take the trade? Man, I'm not interested in that anymore, man. Just not interested in that. Sorry about stuff like that. Mm. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised. All right, so about 10:30. I mean, I'm gonna leave the trade on, but I'm gonna end the stream in the next 10 minutes, about like 10:30. I'm just gonna go to bed. I'm not gonna babysit this trade. I'm not gonna give the Nasdaq that kind of power. Either here's my target or here's my stop at this point. I'm not gonna give the Nasdaq my power. I mean, why else you gonna sit there and stop 2 points, 1 point away from my target, and then kind of reverse to be nasty? To be nasty. That's the only reason why she would do that. And I'm not gonna give her my power. I'm going to bed. Mute this tab. Make sure it's muted. Hold on. What the hell happened? Yo, what's up with all these planes crashing? What's up with that? So I just seen something on Twitter. Hold on, let me find some more information about it. So a Delta plane crashes at Toronto airport while landing. Wow. What the hell? I know that might have been a very scary experience for a lot of people. It says everybody on board survived the crash, but have you seen the images of this plane? It's literally upside down. Dude, it's just not that serious. I just want to read the damn story. It's not that serious. What's up with these pop-up ads trying to say, hey, join the newsletter if you want to continue? Like, dude, it's not that serious, man. Yeah, that'll be definitely I'm not surprised by that. Couldn't go the extra point, but we can drop down a little bit. Uh, hmm, okay. I'm not surprised by that. Could not go the extra point. Hold on, what? What? All right, guys. I'm in the stream here. I'm gonna leave this on. Uh, hopefully, hopefully this thing doesn't pull back and stop me out. But I think this target gets hit. I feel like the market is definitely going to be making its way higher. I don't think the market stops here. So I'm gonna go to bed. Uh, and with that said, we're definitely gonna come back tomorrow morning at New York Open, and we'll earn some more money. And with that said, peace out, everybody.